we'll look at the NBA Finals, take a look at some player props. Again, it's a 7.5-point spread. Pacers trying to do the unthinkable. They open the season 66-1. The NBA, Rob, is like the one sport where this just doesn't happen. You know, like in the NFL, you could see a team come out of nowhere, go from worst to first. Usually they don't make a Super Bowl run. Although a couple years ago, I don't think a whole lot of people thought the Bengals, the Joe Burrow Bengals, were going to make a run to the Super Bowl. Granted, they lost to the Rams. We see it in baseball, you know, especially small market teams. The Marlins have a couple rings. Not that they're a small market team, but the Nationals, the year that they won the World Series, they were in almost last place going into the deadline, I think. But in the NBA, you just don't see this. Usually going into the year, you can make the case for like 3 or 4 teams. But I like this Pacers team a lot. I just thought it was a foregone conclusion that the Boston Celtics would be repping the East in the finals for the next couple of years. Even if Tatum doesn't go down, they were going to lose in that series, though. So, I don't know. Who would be your pick to click? If you don't like the side or the total, who's a guy that you trust will have a solid game in Game 7? Whether it's one of the stars, Jalen Williams, Pascal Siakam, SGA, or like a bench player, who would you maybe bet on to have a nice night?
TJ McConnell. How is it not TJ McConnell? How is it not everything TJ McConnell's done? I made the argument on the show today that if the Pacers win Game 7, and literally no one is going to agree with me on this, and I don't care, Ryan, I'm standing on it. If the Pacers win this game and TJ McConnell has another great game, TJ McConnell is my MVP straight up. Like, McConnell was the reason that they have been hanging around in every game. And I think it was disguised for the first few games because we were talking about the games Tyrese was having. But, like, McConnell's time has been maximum effort and maximum efficiency every time out. And I know Pascal Siakam is going to win the MVP just like he did in the East. And if it ain't him, then maybe Tyrese gets the narrative vote because Tyrese comes back from the injury and he just shocks everybody and he'll win it. TJ McConnell's my pick. I'll go with every McConnell prop to do it all over again. And then there's a weird part of me on the opposite side that thinks, Horvat, do I fade you in your game-by-game pick and go Chet Holmgren in 7? Like, he's disappeared. He's gone MIA. He's done nothing. I got to think he's going to look in the mirror before Game 7 and go, bro, this is kind of on me a little bit, right? Like, the fact that we're here is kind of on me. The fact that I haven't been able to lock anybody down. The fact that I've been worthless in the paint. It's kind of on me. We're in this spot. And maybe he goes back to being the Chet that was in the Western Conference Finals that we were all like, oh, what a grown-up dude this guy's turning into. I'm going to go TJ on the Pacers side. I'm going to go Chet Holmgren on the Thunder side as my 2 guys I'm locked in on for right now. Might change before Sunday, but right now that's the play I'm rolling with.
Yeah, you already know I got to go back to Chet, and I have to unfortunately triple up, try to get my funds back, because what's going to happen is he's going to go off for 20 and 10, and I'm going to be like, damn it, I didn't bet the Chet over 15.5 points for the first time this series, and now he burned me. Kind of like how I had to bet that under finally cashed in the Stanley Cup Finals, under 6.5. Although, man, was that a sweat. I'm looking at the game log for TJ McConnell. Like, wherever they set his points, he's went over this number the entire series, man. It's funny where it's went, though. So, Game 1, his point prop was 6.5. He scored 9. Game 2, 6.5. He scored 11. Game 3, 6.5. He scored 10. Game 4, 7.5. They finally bump it up a full point. He scores 8. Game 6, 7.5. He had 18. And then last game, they finally moved it up from all the way 6.5 to 9.5, and he still scored 12. So it doesn't really matter where they set this number. He's went over. So I don't think that's a bad bet at all, man. And he was the spark plug. And I know, like, the funny thing about social media today, everybody thinks, like, Halliburton was faking the injury. I don't think he was faking the injury. He clearly wasn't himself. He didn't play big minutes. It's not that he went off for 30 points and 20 dimes or something like that. He had 14 points. I think it's just the fact that he probably took a little something before the game, was feeling good enough to move around, especially in that first half, right? That's when he did the majority of his damage. He had, I believe, 12 points in the first half. He only scored 2 points in the second half. So I think that's when the good stuff started to wear off a little bit. If I had to play 2 props right now, I know it's probably going to be the public play, but if you like the Thunder to win this game, SGA has to show up. He's the MVP of the league. He averaged 32.7 points per game, 5 boards, and 6 assists. I'm just going to go over the point prop. It dropped from 34.5 to 32.5. I would assume it probably goes back up. I'll play this right now. Only had 21 in the Game 6 loss, and the point prop was 33.5, 31 before that. I think he scores at least 34. So I'll go SGA over 32.5. Best price I'm seeing right now is -114. Play that during the commercial break. And I've loved Aaron Wiggins this entire series, really this whole playoff run, and even the regular season. He averaged 12 points per game, but I'm going to go under 6.5, right? Like, I know role players play better at home, but I think the starters are going to get play the majority of the minutes, man. I don't know how much the bench plays here, especially because the bench did absolutely nothing in that last game in Game 6 last night. That's why Indiana won the game. The bench production, OKC got nothing from the bench, and they couldn't hit a three. But those would be the two looks for me. Under on Wiggins, 6.5. Over on SGA. That might be it. The under in the game, and then the Pacers, plus 7.5. There's 4 bets for all the people. All right, I'll see you guys on Monday. I am going to head home. It is 90 degrees out. I'm kidding, of course. I'm kidding. I do really like SGA in this game, though. Rob, thoughts on him?
No, I'm with you. I know we've talked about at length the lack of experience on the Oklahoma City sideline. I know we've talked at length about the fact that even though there's not a Larry O'Brien in Indiana, that this team has had more big series. They've had more experience in moments like this. They've been in the clutch situations a little bit more, so they might have a little bit more to lean on. But this is a cat that's been in this in big spots. He is your league MVP. I think the guy is a stud. I'm looking at the 33.5. I'm a little scared off because that was the same number I got cooked, 34.5 was the number I got cooked on the other night, and I lost to the hook when it jumped up. So if you want it, I would say play it last, or I'd say play it now. I wouldn't wait until the last minute like I did the other night. But I think he's got to be due for a big night. I'm with you on one thing, which is I think this is a starters battle, right? Like both of these teams have leaned on the bench. Both of these teams have got to have big numbers off the bench, whether it's McConnell and Obi Toppin on one side, whether it's Caruso and the rest of the gang on the Oklahoma City side. These two teams have leaned heavily on their benches, but I'm with you. I think this game is won and lost by the starting 5. I think it's won and lost by, can Pascal Siakam take advantage of whatever Tyrese Halliburton can create? Can Miles Turner or Chet Holmgren turn into the guys that we needed them to be at the beginning of this series? Can, starter. I am with you on starters. And if it is a 5v5 and it is a starters night, then I do think the Thunder can win this series. But like I said, I'm just at a point right now where I'm really struggling to find any numbers that I like that aren't juiced hard. This is probably going to be a predominantly bet it live Sunday night scenario for me.
Yeah, completely agree, man. I mean, it's Game 7, right? So the market is exactly correct. This is where the spread should be. I don't know about the total, right? Like, the totals went from like 226.5, 223.5, all the way down to 214.5. But it's a Game 7. The possessions are going to be slow. Teams are going to eat the shot clock. And also, just OKC is a really good defensive team, and they're home. So maybe Indiana doesn't shoot the basketball the way that they did at home in Game 6. I'm looking at a couple of these. So TJ McConnell point prop you brought up, 9.5, -135 to the over. If I had to do anything with a bench player, it would only be on Indiana's side. Obi Toppin, though, his number's 10.5. Benedict Mathurin went all the way from 10.5 back down to 7.5. Now might be a time where I would play the over, but I don't know if that's how I want to spend my Sunday night. Mario, who would be your pick to click, or what would you do here with the side and the total? Again, 7.5 point favorites. The Thunder are at home. Total right now, 214.5.
Very hard for me not to take the Pacers plus 7.5. I think this game's going to be very, very close. I wouldn't be surprised if it's very Game 4-like going down the stretch in this. The over-under is extremely enticing to me. The 214.5, I feel like that's really low for these two teams, especially because they could come out of the gates just firing on all cylinders. But I really like Rick's look of going, bet the under in the fourth quarter because those defenses are going to tighten up. But the player I love prop-wise in this game, he's my king. I would take a bullet maybe for this guy. It's a big maybe on a good day.
Damn.
Actually, probably maybe on a bad day.
I don't take bullets for many people.
Yeah. It's like him, Tony Soprano, and
You don't got to do that anymore.
True.
He already took a bullet, remember? When Meadow was trying to parallel park.
True. God, good callback.
Good onion rings, though. Those looked awesome.
And Thomas Shelby. But no, I'll take Caruso. I like him in this game. The over 2.5 steals plus blocks. It's not up right now, but that's been a moneymaker. He has 17 steals in total in this series. I think Thunder's going to win this game, and when they win, he's the most active player on that defensive side of the floor. He has active hands. He's blocking shots. He's creating steals. He's ordering guys where to go. He's the quarterback of that defense. He's going to play big minutes, take the over 9.5 points on top of that as well. He's a guy that has the most big game experience of anyone else on that floor. It is Alex Caruso. So I like his props a lot. Horvat, I'm actually on the other side of you with Wiggins.
Going over?
I kind of like the over 6.5, man. He averages 11.5 points in the home games in this series. He's had games where he's popped off and other games where it's 3 points. Like, okay, what's going on here? But I think he'll actually have a pretty good game. The over 6.5, maybe that's too low. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. But I do like the Chet double-double, though, at -118. Active rebounder. I think he'll get to the double-point margin.
Yeah.
So I'll take a double-double with him. It's going to be an exciting game, guys. Rob and I were talking about this this morning, Ryan. It is the hardest game to, root for because both, to use WWE terms, is it babyface?
Both faces?
Baby faces. Baby faces?
They're both faces, no heels.
Faces. Okay.
We're talking some heels, though.
Talking
Attaboy,
heels.
Mario. I told you, I'm winning him over a day at a time. I'm going to get him on board.
Still haven't watched it.
I'm a big heel guy. I don't like the faces, other than Cody Rhodes. I can't quit Cody Rhodes.
He's a good guy?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Although they boo him now. That's the thing in wrestling. If you are too popular, then the internet wrestling community has to start booing. Nobody
like
cares
that.
yet. We'll get to that later. Yeah, dude, Chet's rebounds are 10.5, and the point prop has been at 15.5. They haven't lowered it. They haven't moved it the entire time. So you already know I have to go back to Chet.
But wouldn't you actually go double-double where it's split even?
Probably, but what'll happen then, just the way that he's burned me, he'll score 17 and he'll have 8 rebounds. I already know how that goes down with him, dude.